Hello, hello. I can see lots of people jumping on, so that's absolutely brilliant. I will just ask you all to pop your name in the chat for me so I can see you arriving, and also if you could just make sure you've set that all to all panelists and attendees to make sure that I can see that in the chat. That would be super great. So brilliant. Yes. We're going to wait a few minutes till we've got hopefully you all on board to get you buckled up ready for me to show you how to take one testimonial and use it in 10 ways. Very excited. I can see some few familiar names coming in from my various networking meetings, so that's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, pop in the chat where you are. I'm in sunny Norfolk today and the sun is shining. It is warm. I think it's something crazy, like 17 degrees. So I've seen Bob's popped on. I saw him this morning actually at my Federation of Small Businesses. I bought some cocktails from Bob actually, which I'm looking forward to enjoying tomorrow when I have a socially distant visit with a friend. So yeah, things are bright. West Oxfordshire, sunny Amersham. Oh yes, wow, love that part of the world. I actually went to university over there. So like I say, it's great. Oh, and Debbie, goodness me, that is a blast from the past. The power of social media connecting us to people we know, hey? I love it. And all these new people as well jumping on. So welcome, welcome. We will just, like I say, take one more moment. In the meantime, I want you to be thinking while we're waiting for a couple more people to jump on. And just a little reminder, make sure you put all panelists and attendees so I can actually see the comments in the chat. It's one of those pesky little glitches with Zoom. It's sent to try us, a bit like my mouse today. It seems to have a mind of its own. So let's hope it behaves for the webinar today. And so I'm just going to jump straight in because we do have an absolute jam-packed about 45 minutes of me showing you top tips and how you can use your one testimonial in 10 ways and dust off those testimonials, more importantly, collecting dust. But there will be time for questions at the end. And so like I say, I'm just going to dive in, and please do bear with me. Like I say, my mouse hasn't been behaving itself today. It's had a new battery. So I don't know what else it could be. But here we go. So welcome to you all again, and thank you for joining me for the key to sales without selling and how to use one testimonial in 10 ways. Now, what's in it for you guys? Now, I want you to max out your testimonials, get just the truest value from every little ounce of your testimonials as you can. Get more testimonials, give more testimonials. It really is a two-way street with testimonials. It's not just about how many you can get. I want to increase your awareness, get you more visibility. I want you to start thinking about sales with everything that you do. It's not just about the testimonials today. It is actually really looking into the whole sales journey and how you work with your clients and prospects, those future clients, which are really, really obviously valuable to all of us. You will want to leave today with a solid method to more sales without feeling like you are selling. And that is going to be really one of the big things hopefully coming out from today for you all. And one big thing we all know is without any sales, we have no business. You know, so we might love sales, we might hate sales, we might be fearful, or we might put them to the back burner because we go from that, I'm okay, I've got some clients, everything's pretty good. And then you're going from that feast to famine. And so many people I work with actually don't consistently do sales activity. And that is the key to everything, consistency, right? Whatever you're doing, you need to be consistent. So A staggering 72% of consumers say that positive testimonials and reviews increase their trust in a business. And I think from personal experience, I can see just how valuable I find reviews, whether that's looking on Which for a new washing machine, or it's asking for a recommendation from a friend for somebody to come and do some handiwork around the house, or looking for business contacts. And I've done that just today in a networking this morning. I was looking for an HR and benefits specialist. And I met a great lady last week. I met her again today. We've got a one-to-one tomorrow, and it's going to really help me when I can go and check her out online and see that she's got some positive testimonials and reviews. Because yeah, I do rely on my gut instinct often when I'm looking to work with other business owners, whether supplying or actually receiving a service. And I always look to see what other people have to say about them. So like I say, it's really, really important that we remember just how important it is to get positive testimonials. So by the end of the session, you will leave today with a roadmap of how to use one testimonial in 10 ways to make more sales without actually feeling that icky, horrible sales feeling that so many of the clients I work with really, really try and steer away from. There is also going to be a bonus if you stay till the end. Yes, you know the drill. That's what they all do on a webinar. But seriously, I've got 3 fantastic things for you. So there's great incentive to stay till the end. You're going to have your chance to win a Supercharged 60 session with me. I'll tell you a little bit more about that if you've not heard of it before with me. Many of you, I see the names popping up there, will have. But you're also going to get a 50% discount code, which is going to be just for you having attended the webinar live today, and also a great download to help you on your way. So I really want you to get a success from investing, 60 minutes of your time today. And I want to make sure that you can apply this to your business. And that really is my USP, right? It needs to be easy for you to do. Power of the testimonial is incredible. And I've got a little story to tell you about a client I'm working with at the moment. He's in IT and he doesn't have a website. I kid you not. It might sound shocking, but it's true. It is 2021 and he doesn't have a website because he's been in business for about 10 years. He has got a great business with clients who are recommending him and referring him. And he really does generate all his business through word of mouth. But he's realized, obviously, during the pandemic that he needs a few more clients. And how is he going to do that? Well, first of all, he needs to increase his visibility. So without a website and also not really having any set packages or products, he just does it all really to individual clients' needs. So I set him the challenge in our first session to go away and ask for a minimum of 10 of his existing or past clients to write three or four lines on why they were attracted to work with him, what they get from their working relationship, and what they value the most. So he was really, really clear on what he was wanting from them. We didn't frame it as a testimonial at this stage because we wanted to go back later and ask for a more formal, structured testimonial, which you'll find out a little bit more shortly about. But what he did was send off the email and he asked his clients those 3 questions. He also set the scene and explained to them why it was important to him. And he said that he was launching his new website and he wanted their help. Now, if you're like me, when people ask for help, my ears kind of prick up because I want to help. I think all of us inherently have that helping gene within us. I can't think of a time when somebody's asked me for help and I've said, oh no, I'm fine. I'm not going to help. I might have been busy and it might have got pushed to the bottom of my list, but it's very infrequent we actually say no. So think about that. And my client got some incredible short, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences long. And it filled him with such confidence that we are now working on putting together his specific products and packages for his clients or his future clients based on what his existing clients actually get from him. And so we've taken some of the language that the clients have come back with, and we're going to be using that in his website development content. I'm not a copywriter, I'm not a web designer. It was all about making it really sales focused. Okay, so that's what we're in business for, to make sales. And so what better way than to actually ask your customers why they work with you. And like I say, we're having some great fun on that project. So a little bit of thought, food for thought. I did get a quick message actually on the LinkedIn event before I jumped on the webinar from a lady whose name does escape me, but she said that she had used testimonials in her website biography. So yeah, really interesting. I hope she's here and she can say a little thing in the comments. Hey, Nat, that was me. But yeah, I did read everything that was coming through before the webinar. And a bit of housekeeping to kick us off. So close your emails. Look, I've got my phone, it's face down. Yeah, it's been vibrating. I've closed my web browsers. I've got all my windows shut. I've closed the door. I've actually even disconnected my doorbell. I know that's a bit extreme, but I'm the presenter, right? So if you guys can get comfy and listen, feel free to take notes. Take some screenshots if there's some slides that particularly of interest and that you feel will help you in your business. So that's just a Control-Alt-Print screen and you can save those for later. Now to jump in and tell you a little bit more about me. So my business was set up almost 10 years ago now with the sole why of my world being my son, Jack, who is now 15 years old. Don't really know quite how that happened. And I certainly don't feel old enough to have a 15-year-old son. And I have, as well as Jack, I have 3 stepchildren and 4 adorable grandchildren. And I set my business up so I could have more time with my family. I've always loved working from graduating from university. And I remember lodging at my grandmother's house just outside London on the Central Line until I could save up enough money for my flat share. And I quickly progressed through banking quite quickly until I ended up working at Citibank for almost 5 years. And I was headhunted by my then boss who left to set up a private merchant bank to come and work with him over at CCC. And I had an incredible 5 years then, 5 years there. I got married while I was there to Roy, who you can see, who works with me in Love Sales in the business together. And I got married. I had Jack while I was at that job, and I loved it. But what I didn't love quite so much was when Jack started school. It's quite easy when little ones are young, whether you have children or children in your family or know people with children. You think babies are the hard years. It's actually as they grow up, they need you in a different way. So for me, that was a big driver to set my business up. And fast forward to Jack being 5 and me promising to get him a dog when he was in year 1. It kind of pushed me into a corner because I'm not one of those people or mums that is going to promise something and break that promise. So you can see there, Jack there with his little rugby trophy when I promised him a dog. Jarvis there with me, who is officially the CEO of Love Sales, apparently, if you've checked my website out. And that's what I did. I set my business up so we could welcome Jarvis into the family. So Jarvis Cocker-Carthew joined us just as Jack was getting ready that August to go into year 1. It meant I could give up my city job, stop the commute from where we lived in Blackheath, across on the Jubilee line over to Canary Wharf. And it meant 2 years later that Roy could come and join me in the business. And together we help heart-centered business owners love sales. Sales is the heart of any business. And you really do need to love to do it, to actually succeed and be successful in business. Now, for me, money equals choices. And for me, my choice was time freedom. I wanted more time. And when our very first client, actually, I was working obviously in the city, and I remember saying to my boss, listen, I'm going to set my own business up. And he just instantly said, brilliant, well, I'm your first client. And it really went from there. And really in the early days, I got all my business from word of mouth recommendations, and it was brilliant. My very first sales role in my own business was selling franchises, and I loved it and I had great success, but I never felt like I was selling. So that is really where love sales came from. That very first year in my own business, really realizing, I guess, that that's exactly what I was doing, was making sales, but I didn't feel like I was selling. Anyway, that's enough about me. If you would like to connect and know more, let's jump on a one-to-one next week or the week after and see if we can share a bit about each other and find out a bit more. Now, today, I want to get every bit of juice out of every testimonial you've ever had. It is possible, and it's going to be something I hope that at the end of this webinar, you will be excited to go away and pick through those testimonials that may be collecting dust and turn them into nuggets of gold. It's poll time. I did say we were going to be interactive today, and I do want to hear from you all, and that's really important to me. So I'm just going to get my first poll up. There's just a couple. They're very short and very quick. And if it all wants to play ball, it should be coming now. So when is the last time you gave a recommendation, a testimonial, or a review to somebody? Goodness me. Okay, we've got the results coming in thick and fast, which is fantastic. Oh, great. Oh, I'm loving this. Brilliant. Okay, it seems to be quite mixed. So I've had 25 out of the 28, so almost a 90% response rate. So that's pretty good. I'm going to share the results with you and see what we've got here, guys. So we've got 44% have given a testimonial in the last week, 2 weeks, a month, and more than a month. So that's great. It's really quite evenly spread from the 2 weeks to more than a month. Now, why do you think it is? It's taken that some people obviously haven't given a testimonial for more than a month because maybe you haven't been asked. So let's just quickly go to our next poll. When is the last time you asked for a recommendation? So you asked someone to give you a recommendation. Yeah, brilliant. I love it. It's all coming in thick and fast. Let's see if we have as many replies as before. Okay, really interesting. Gosh, I'm quite surprised. I'm going to just, like I say, hang on 2 secs. I've still got some more coming in. Yes, oh gosh, let's just see if we can get everybody to answer. And I'll just share that poll with you guys now and see those results. So 23%, that's pretty impressive in the last week. But about a month is 23% as well, the same as a week. And, you know, looking longer, you know, 12% of you guys, it's longer than 12 months. So listen, I think there is some room for improvement, and even the people that have asked in the last week, I am convinced and positive that you will be able to start getting and giving better testimonials and being able to use them in multiple ways at the end of this webinar. So hang tight. You have your testimonial. Now what? Do you just keep it as it is? And I think that is one of the things that I've been hearing a lot of in the last couple of weeks. So when I decided to do the webinar on testimonials, it set me about thinking and doing a little bit of research and asking in my community, asking in my private Facebook group, and asking in my one-to-ones, what do you do with your testimonials? And, you know, so many people said, well, it's there. I have it in my Google review, or it's in my LinkedIn. But that's about it. I don't do much else. So have a think, what do you do with your testimonials? Do you keep them just as they are? Are you worried perhaps that they're outdated or they're old, or you need to refresh them and don't quite know how? Well, let's see how we can take that one testimonial, use it in 10 ways, and stop just letting it sitting on the shelf, collecting dust. So I'm going to show you shortly 10 ways that I've come up with. Now, there are more than 10 ways, of course there are. I've chosen my absolute favorite. Like I say, there are more, and you may, as I'm going through this, think of some ideas. So like I say, make sure you've got a pen and a piece of paper and you jot them down, because I reckon you will get even more juice than I've got to give. So here we go. These are my first 5. Use your testimonial in a blog post. Testimonials are rich in content and ideas. Sometimes you just need a little bit of inspiration, and that's what you can actually do from your testimonials. You can look at a testimonial and look at some themes, perhaps across a few that are coming out, and that will give you some great ideas of how you can actually leverage off of that testimonial to create a blog post. A client story. I love a client story. I think it's easy to share, whether you are speaking to somebody or you're using it on your website or you're using it in other marketing collateral. A client story is really connective. It helps future clients to see how you've worked with other people similar to themselves. Like, every client is unique, but they may be in the same industry. They may have the same challenge or problem, and often you find that's the case. It's just wrapped up in a different way. So a client story is a great way of opening a window to future clients and people within your community, within your business networks, and showcase the kind of people you work with and the results you get for them. The third way is a case study, and that's slightly more in depth than a client story. I like to think of it much more like the mechanics of what you did, much more detailed. And again, it is a really, really great piece of marketing collateral, a case study. Again, there's loads of places you can use it, and you really can take that testimonial, and I like to think of it like an accordion. So you know that an accordion expands and contracts, and that's exactly what you can do with a testimonial. So it can start off quite small as the testimonial, and you can expand it out into, like I say, a blog, a client story, or a case study. Now, number 4, keywords and SEO. I'm not an SEO specialist. I'm not a copywriter, but what I do know about is sales, and keywords are essential. And whether that's on your website, whether that's having the keywords peppered through your blog post, your client stories, your case studies, it will all play into your SEO on your website. Now, keywords is where you can pick it out from your testimonials. There may be some testimonials that have more in it than others, but I suggest that there will always be at least a couple of keywords. Now, think how you can take those keywords and use them. There's nothing better than something your client has shared with you, okay? Because it's their voice, their language, their feelings behind it. And if you can actually bottle that up, for want of a better expression, and actually be able to then serve it up, that's probably what people perhaps are Googling when they look for your service. So what do I put into Google? Let's think for a minute. And again, it can be something really simple. Maybe it's you're looking for some troubleshooting ideas. You're looking for, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. I had a great one earlier, but it's gone. Let's think about something basic like the washing machine. I need a washing repairman. What do you put into the Google search? Well, actually, you're probably going to see more in someone's testimonial about they came to fix because my washing machine wasn't draining. So again, that's a sort of key phrase, a key word you could put into your SEO. So that's one of the things for me I love. Not being a specialist, you know, I'm not, like I said, in SEO words and keywords, but your testimonials will give you that power to pick them out. So that's quite a smart way to do it. Now, social media, there are absolutely tons of social media channels out there, and you may have 1, 2, 3 more, who knows? You may have a Facebook personal profile, you may have a company page, you may have a private group, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. What's the latest one I'm on? I'm trying to think. The latest kid on the block is Clubhouse. You know, these are all social media outlets where you can actually repackage your testimonials. And I'm not talking about being that robot of, oh yes, I got a testimonial, it was very good. And you literally regurgitate it in its total form, in its entirety onto a social media post. It's really boring. What you can do is take your testimonial, and it may be that you just take one sentence out of it and use it. And there's some great free graphic packages out there you can use. You know, if you want some top tips like that, drop me a note and private message me on LinkedIn, drop me an email. More than happy to have a brainstorm with anyone around your social media. Again, I'm not a social media expert, but what I do know is how to get people's attention and how you can actually be making sales and having sales conversations and selling to people without looking like you're selling. Okay, and that's what you can do, the power of the testimonial and how you can actually leverage that on social media. Social proof is so important, and we know back from that stat that 72% of consumers see the power in a positive testimonial. It's the same on social media, that social proof. People, if they're saying it about you, you need to share it, but you need to do it in the right way. So we're now going to go to the next 5. Number 6, a Facebook Live. I recently did a course, a very 5-day, it was brilliant, Thriving Lives. I'd never really done Facebook Lives, and I know that it's something I need to do to be more visible in my business. So I went and found an expert and worked with them in a small group to thrive in lives and do just that. But how do you think of what to talk about? And what better way than, again, looking to your testimonials for inspiration? Jump on a Facebook Live and talk about your testimonial. Again, you're not going to be a robot. Oh, hi, I'm just popping on to tell you about a testimonial. No, be creative, wrap it in, incorporate it, make it the thread of the communication or the information or the story you're going to share on your Facebook Live. Again, interview Q&A, love this one. Now, so often we might get a testimonial and it's not as meaty as we want it to be, or it's missing some of the key elements we'd like included. Why not invite your client for an interview? Why not make that part of your after sales care with that client? Invite them for an interview, get some questions, plan it. You can even tell them what you're going to ask before you meet with them. Maybe you do the interview on a Facebook Live. Again, there's loads of free software where you can take videos and actually put the videos in, get them transcribed. So again, you can create some quotes from them, and all the time you're making it really easy for that client. That's part of your after sales care. It's going to give you visibility. It's going to give your client visibility. It's going to really shine a spotlight on both your businesses. It's win-win. And from that interview Q&A, it may have started from the testimonial, but it will lead to more. And again, you can take the outcome. You've got your testimonial, you ask them for an interview, a Q&A, because you wanted to expand on it. It's an invitation. You can then go from the testimonial to the interview and beyond, back to your blog post, your case study, your client stories, your social media, your Facebook Lives. It really, really is that easy when you have a plan. Now, sales proposals. I was quite shocked a couple of weeks ago to speak with a supplier that I was going to be working with. And I said, oh, will you send me through a proposal? And they said, oh, we don't do proposals. And I was quite surprised. Anyway, they do sales proposals. So I suppose I'm just pointing this out to you because sales proposals come in all shapes and sizes. It's not necessarily a formal document that you call a sales proposal. It may be a summary email that you send to people of the services you offer. It may be an email confirming the conversation you've just had with them and what they have said they would like to buy from you. In there, I highly recommend you including some testimonials. Again, not the whole block, you know, take a sentence out here and there from different people that actually are aligned with that potential new client, new customer or client. So motivational tool. This is a great one, okay? And you can do it from your phone, on your computer, wherever you store your testimonials, whether they're in LinkedIn, in your Facebook group, jump on 5 minutes before you have a sales call. Read a few testimonials before you go to your next networking event. It's really gonna pump you up. Read back what people are saying to you. Maybe look back to a testimonial you got 3 years ago and you might think, oh, that's so old. I don't do that anymore. But actually, really read it and take it in and drink the goodness that they've shared on their experience with you. It is so brilliant to motivate yourself. So many of us work in our business on our own. I'm fortunate to have a team of 4 of us here at Love Sales. But when I need that little bit of a boost, I can go back to testimonials, and it is an incredible motivational tool. So I say next time you're going to jump on a networking, going to be a guest speaker on a podcast, whatever it is, doing a Facebook Live maybe, or before your client interview, go and pop onto some other testimonials you've had in the past and see how you can motivate yourself from the positivity that you've had from your clients. And lastly, number 10, a new product. I love this in so many ways. A lot of the clients I work with are heart-centered and they are givers. They are givers. And I love that. And I think that's why we're attracted to work together, because I too love to give. And I hope that's something that you're getting from the webinar today. I really want you guys to go away with some valuable information that's going to help you in your business. Okay, sure, we might have the opportunity to work together, but more importantly, I would like you really to be able to spread the word for me. And this new product idea is, how can you take something you already do and create something new? Well, if you use your testimonial, you can actually look through them and see often what clients got from working with you is perhaps something that you don't offer as a standalone. And those things, for me, is where the real value can lie in a testimonial. So looking through a testimonial, and like I say, you might have to look through 5, 10, but you will perhaps see a common theme coming up. It may be that people are talking about how their mindset changed. Well, maybe you don't have a product specifically on mindset. Maybe that is something that you could create in your business. Maybe it's an additional revenue stream, or maybe this new product is actually created out of something you already have, but you're giving too much with it. So I've got a great example. My Supercharged 60 is 60 minutes on Zoom where I take my business brain and I couple it with my sales experience and my laser focus on how to bring things back to commercialize it and monetize it, okay? But all the time doing it in your style. So I take your passion and your experience and we bring that together in a 60-minute supercharge on Zoom. What I was doing with clients was doing everything and throwing the kitchen sink in. But many people were saying, yes, it was great, but also there was so much in it while it was really valuable to them. So it made me realize, actually, I need to create more themes of my Supercharged 60. So I've got multiple different packages So you can choose different themes, whether it is having a Supercharged 60 on testimonials or a Supercharged 60 on a lead magnet, because you have one you want to reinvigorate, you haven't got a lead magnet. Most recently on a Supercharged 60, we took a free lead magnet and it's actually now a paid for lead magnet. And we've used the free lead magnet at the beginning of their funnel to be something that actually wasn't as valuable. And presto, you've got two new products. Even in those lead magnets, they are still products. Okay, so those are my top 10. There are tons more, but I would love to hear if you had a favorite that stuck in your mind. Pop it in the chat and let me know, because I love your feedback. You're just going to help me every single time I give this webinar. It's going to help other people. So yeah, let me know in the chat now. Remember, panelists and all attendees, and we'll just hop into 3 quick tips. Sales calls. Again, you can take your testimonial and you can incorporate them into your conversation on a sales call. It's a really easy way of taking the pressure off of you. And remember, when you're on a sales call, it's not about you. It really isn't. It is about the person you're speaking to. So listen more than you speak on your sales call. And while you're listening, match what the person's saying to somebody else you've worked with, and then think about that testimonial and share it back with them. Again, in a really nice, natural way. Categorize and file. You can see my face light up. I love a spreadsheet because I like to be organized. And so to categorize and file your testimonials is invaluable. You might have a CRM, you might have a spreadsheet, whatever you want to use. I'm going to be really basic and I'm going to say, get a spreadsheet, put your columns across the top, client name, industry, company name, website, all those standard details. Then you're going to say how you've used that testimonial. Where have you used it? Where is it stored? Is it on LinkedIn? Is it in Facebook? Is it in Google Reviews? And actually, where do you want your reviews to be? Because you can have the same review in other places. Really quick afternoon, set aside an hour, go to your people that have given you a testimonial on LinkedIn and say, hey, I love the testimonial you kindly gave me on LinkedIn. Copy it in your email, send it over to them and ask them with the link for your Google review, would you mind popping it on my Google review page? Would you mind popping it in my Facebook group? It's still you. It's relevant in all these other places, but keep on top of it. Categorize and file your testimonials. Makes it really easy and quick to find and locate them. And it means you're not going to hopefully let a month go by before you're giving or asking for a testimonial. And lastly, my tip for you today is share and don't boast. Okay. And that's one of the things when we see, and I've done this myself, I really have. When I outsourced my social media, my social media manager would take, short quotes and testimonials and pop them on my social media. And oh, it kind of made me cringe. And I said, we can't keep doing that. I don't mind if it actually feeds in to something that feels like me, but I'm not a show off. And the clients I work with don't feel in, I'm going to say, like their natural habitat being show offs. I wrote an article on the peacock effect and, shaking your feather tail. Nobody likes it, but it's great to share. So just be mindful of that. Okay. And I see I've got lots of comments coming through. Oh, I love that. Haven't considered the interview Q&A. So yeah, brilliant. Love it. Also sales proposal emails. Great idea. So Nick, yeah, I know we had a one-to-one the other week and Nick and I were talking about some great ideas actually of how he can reinvigorate, should I say, his sales effort. So that's fantastic. Now, it's bonus time. That's right. It wouldn't be a webinar with Nat at Love Sales if I didn't have extra bonuses for you guys. So client testimonials. What's your biggest frustration with client testimonials? Again, pop in the chat if something pops to mind. One of the things I actually had through before the webinar was, I just don't get them. I ask, I just don't get them. So yeah, Emma, she's popped that straight in the chat as well, getting them. So let's think about getting testimonials. And on this slide, can anybody spot the difference? So just really quickly, put a yes in the comments if you can spot a difference. And there is a difference. There's one big difference. Yes, Emma is on the ball. She's closed those browsers. She's got her phone turned over. She is listening. Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. You're all top marks there, guys. So that's right. We've got getting a testimonial and giving a testimonial. Now, they are both very different, but I believe very similar. And to get a testimonial, you need to ask, you need to be specific, and you need to collaborate. And it's the same when you're giving a testimonial. You need to ask, be specific, and collaborate. So those are the ABCs of giving and getting a testimonial. And how do they actually work in reality? Well, I'm going to show you. And I want to set you up for success. And this is how you're going to do it, with giving and getting a testimonial. So why, what, where? The three key things are about being direct, being clear, and being you. Whether you are giving a testimonial or getting a testimonial, it is important to set the scene of why you're asking. So why is that testimonial important to you? Be really clear. Are you launching a new product? Are you looking to attract new clients into your business? Share it. Be you. Say why it's important to you. Give people a reason to do what you're asking. And what better way than sharing with them the importance of that? Now, tell them. Be really specific. What do you want? Again, that ties into why you want the testimonial. State why it would be useful for your business. And again, where's it going to go? People like to know that. And one thing, if you have got testimonial and it is in a, I'm going to say like the public domain, for instance, on LinkedIn, you can take that and repurpose and reuse it actually without any further permission. If they have given a review in a space that is accessible by the public, you can use that for your own business purposes. But what's even better is when you're really clear about where it's going, give them the instructions, give them the link. Don't make it difficult. Don't just say, as your after sales, oh, it would be great if you could do me a testimonial. You need to plan, you need to have a strategy. Otherwise, you're not going to get them. So the same for me goes when you're giving a testimonial. So yes, you all want to get a testimonial, but you can actually give a testimonial to having worked with a client. It's a two-way street. And I recently completed a beginner's yoga course. And I said at the end to my instructor, can I do a review for you? She was quite surprised I was asking. Anyway, it was great. I was really clear and I did exactly the same thing. I asked the questions to her. What can I include for you? What's important to you? What purpose do you want to use the testimonial for? So it really is a two-way street, and I am going to include this in my free download. If you stay to the end of the webinar, like I say, with the 50% off, the chance to win a Supercharged 60 with me, but also you will get your download pack, which will have some of this stuff in to help you apply this in your business. So it's challenge time. Who's up for the challenge? Hopefully you all are. And what I want you to do is I want you to leave the webinar today and I want you to apply the 10 ideas to one of your own testimonials. Okay, I want you to stand out. I want you to be different from the competition. I want you to be taking yourself out of this, you know, the fish pond of fish, it's swimming with all the competition, and stand out. And the way you can do that is actually by leveraging your testimonials. They really are gold, and they really will help you to attract more people, get more visible. Okay, it really is like, just, I'm so excited for you guys. I really, really am. And here's just a bit quicker client love to share with you, from the lovely Laura to Charlie to Liz. You know, I love working with people who get those light bulb moments. And that's what I have done with all three of these fantastic women. I did have a guy, so all you lovely gentlemen on the chat today, I do work with both men and women. It seems to be rather weighted to, like I say, these smiling, crazy, incredible business women, but I do work with both men and women. Now, if we want to work together, how can we do that? Well, we can do that through a Supercharged 60. And a Supercharged 60 will give you clarity, bespoke ideas, a fixed strategy, and an action plan. All that in 60 minutes. And I will also go through specific testimonials that you have in your arsenal and show you how you can map them to those 10 ways of using them. And you will be able to go off and put it into practice, rinse and repeat. And that's one of the things that I think Laura put on her little client love there. And again, you'll get that in the pack. And I've got a really nice video testimonial from Laura, and it was all around that rinse and repeat. And that's what's so cool about this. Once you've done your Supercharged 60, you really can go off and rinse and repeat as many times as you need to. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Book a Supercharge, build a personal plan, and then set forth and take action for that new strategy you have in your business. Again, you can rinse and repeat it. It really, really is that easy. And what's in it for you? Well, you're going to become more memorable, especially if you think around having themes each week. It might be a testimonial every 2 weeks, helps you build up those 10 different pieces of content. You're going to have improved messaging, broaden your audience, because hopefully you'll have more shares because you're leveraging off of those testimonials. If somebody in the testimonial, you can tag them in it, they will then hopefully share it and promote it in their network. And that will really help broaden your audience, increase engagement, comments and things like that across your social media. It will give you more time back. It sounds like a lot of work, but if you put the work in, it really will give you more time back in the long run. Increased copy. It's going to generate more leads for you. And I have said this a lot about increasing your visibility. Get beyond your network. Get into your client's network. What better way than sharing and making it a two-way street? So to book your Supercharged 60, if you would like a helping hand from me, is now only £99.50 with a special webinar code. It's down there, SCW. It's hopefully going in the chat in a moment for you. So you can either click on the book link there, or you can download the booking link from the sign up page. Again, I'm getting all of in a muddle. But like I say, if that's of interest, it's going to be going in the chat shortly. And I want you to remember, before we jump into some questions and make it even more valuable for you today, is a brand is no longer what we tell the consumer it is. It's what the consumers tell each other. And that really, really is so powerful to me. People talk about social proof, but you know, there's nothing more powerful than somebody saying you're great and it's not you. Okay, I know we have to do that, but it's even better if you can have an army of people selling for you, and you can do that all through the power of leveraging your testimonials. So remember, as a thank you, you will be getting a 50% off discount code. There is a free prize draw. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock on LinkedIn, I will be going live. The link to sign up for the free prize draw will be going in the chat now. Do link on it, pop your details in. It'll get you the 50% discount off for a Supercharge. The free prize draw, if you are the lucky winner tomorrow and you've already booked a 50% off session with me, don't worry, you will get a full refund. So free prize draw, as well as a free resource, which is going to be jam-packed, 16 pages, I think it is, of further ways of how you can go and actually apply your testimonial into a client story. So it really is step by step, and it's great value for you guys. So please do, like I say, click on there. You can also save the chat just before we jump into some questions. If you go down on the 3 little dots at the bottom, you can click on there and save the chat, and you'll be able to see everything that people have commented on and shared, as well as that download link to secure your Supercharged 60, be in the chance to win, and also get your free download. And an online survey is also included, and I've got that here because I wouldn't be walking my talk. It's 3 questions, yes or no. It really won't take you very long. So we're going to jump into that, and then, oh no, I did disable it. Anyway, you're going to have a link as well come to you for an online survey. It's 3 questions, like I say, or 5. It's not many. It won't take you long, because I want your feedback to be able to help me make more sales after this webinar. And your feedback and your completion of my survey is going to help me do just that. Now, questions. Oh gosh, it has been jam-packed, and I sort of started to rush a little bit because I wanted to make sure we had time at the end for any questions. So I will hang about, like I say, till 1:30. And if you've got any questions, pop them in the chat. And I hope to hear from many of you that you have taken action, you have applied what I've shared with you today, and you are going to go forward and dust off some old testimonials, be energized to get new testimonials, because you really are sitting on gold. It is a pot of gold waiting for the taking. You just need to use them in the right way. You need a plan. And Emma's saying, it's the action now. Yes, and getting organized. So yeah, go back and look at what you have. And you can actually have a testimonial from somebody and ask them to refresh it, change it, do you another one. It really, really is that easy. And I think we need to also remember that when we get asked to help, we actually do say yes. You know, it is really as easy as that. So like I say, if you've got any questions, oh yes, oh, I think I've had a couple come through to me. Brilliant, feeling really motivated. Lots of things here I'd not thought about. That's it, it's the simple things, isn't it? And also being able to apply it to your business. So back to the question of how do you get more testimonials? So I'm going to just stop my share so you can actually see me a bit more. So how to ask for a testimonial? Well, my framework that you're going to get in the download of the why, the what, and the where. It's really important for you to be clear when you're asking for a testimonial, because I think so many people think, oh, I'll ask for a testimonial. Oh, I'll get round to it. What you can do is actually book in a 15-minute slot. I did this on Monday, actually, with a past client. We stopped working with each other in December. So, you know, a good 4 months almost. And I hadn't had his testimonial back. And I was really keen. We'd worked together for a very long time, actually. And I knew there would be so much value in getting his feedback. So we jumped on a Zoom and we just had a chat. And with his permission, we recorded it. And we did a very short 5-minute Q&A, and we got together and he said, if you can put that into a testimonial and send it over to me, I'll have a look, see if there's anything I want to add, and then there you go, you'll have it. Otherwise it won't happen. And that's how I got them to be engaged with it. Again, I've got some video testimonials. They are huge. Pop a video testimonial up, people stop scrolling immediately. We have a very limited attention span. There's some crazy stat out there. And what you need to do is stop people to be able to see why they should stop scrolling. And that's a video pops up. It's interest. Even if you record a video, a voice message to somebody to follow up with them, it's not a message. A message can pop up on your phone, an email, oh, I'll get to it later. People forget. Record a little message. I did that last week to Supercharged 60 client. I messaged them, did a little voice and said, oh, hey, it's Nat, had a great session. Would love if you could do me a testimonial. I will send some further details on the email. And I really painted the picture of why I was looking to get the testimonial. Okay. Tell them how it will help them as well. That's the important thing. It's not just about you. It's a two-way street. And I can't emphasize that enough. And I think that's the same with testimonials. You have to make sure there's something in it for them. I've got a talk coming up with a really large network marketing, and I'm going to be talking to 150 of their area managers because they want to get more testimonials and reviews and they're really struggling. So I said to them, you need to perhaps offer an incentive. And so that's something I'm helping and working with them at head office to develop, of how they can actually incentivize people to write reviews. Now, for you and I as a small business owner, you need to be actually showing people what they're going to get from it. Maybe you need to share that you're going to create a client story out of it. Maybe invite them and say after, oh, after you've done the testimonial, I would love to have an interview with you. I'd love you to come as a guest expert onto my podcast. Whatever that is, it's increasing their visibility as well as yours. If you're going to do more with the testimonial, but you have to tell them that first. They're not mind readers. So it's down to you to be really clear, really direct. And like I say, be you. Share that little bit of why it's important to you. Everybody wants to help each other. And that's where you do the best business, where you can help each other. And on that note, I don't seem to be getting many more questions through. I hope you've had a really informative session. I will be running another webinar in May. I'm going to say May. It's yes, it will be May, and another in June. They will be different topics. So if you're interested, like I say, drop me a note in the chat and say, yes, please. And I'll make sure you're on the invite list for May's webinar in June. When I have the topic, I will, of course, get it out there as soon as possible. And if you've got any other questions, want to hang out, have a one-to-one, tell me about your business, do drop me an email. But more importantly, do follow the link that's gone in the chat to make sure that you are entered into the free prize draw for a Supercharged 60. I'll be drawing it live on LinkedIn, on video, via StreamYard tomorrow at 11 a.m. And yeah, good luck to the lucky winner who I look forward to working with more closely. Have a great afternoon, guys, and take care. And here's to your success.